for a couple patches. You know, longer burn staying on you, being able to even land the slow on people by just touching them with the package has opened up some really cool offensive plays for those mid laners.
Yeah, gonna look really fun. First pick of the season for both, or of the split, I should say, for both these players on Azir and Corki respectively. This is a matchup that I know Twitch chat loves to meme. I'm sure most of it's filled with Corki Azir, but this is not that common of a matchup, all things considered. But yes, it does mean a lot of explosive damage. AoE engage, I think that got tempered somewhat on the CLG side. That's what we looked at when we saw the early MF, and we saw Nautilus come through, and I was like, okay, here we go. Gangplank can pile over the top, Corki can pile over the top, but the comp kind of got rounded out pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I honestly am looking at the engage on the side from TSM. Trying to evade Leona plus Ornn combinations is really difficult, especially with how good Spica has been on Lee Sin. So I'm going to have my eyeballs on the CLG carries for sure to check their positioning, because it's definitely going to require some good play.
It is going to require some good play, and good play is what we expect between these two teams. A battle for second and third between TSM and CLG as we head onto the Rift. The rivalry hopefully reignited by these teams being top tier, both together for the first time in a while after they met in finals so many years ago. Minion's going to spawn soon, and we'll see if these matchups can shake out and who can get the better of their opponents in this game. As Ruin and Broken Blade will do battle topside.
I really want to see it. You know, after DoubleLift was talking about if this game is a banger, I really do want to see the return to the top for these two teams. See if they can push each other to the limits. Defensive openings, and you get your recall on Wiggily. As you can see on the map there, the top side, he dropped his defensive trinket ward. Then you switch over by recalling and buying your sweeper early for Volibear, because Volibear is very good early ganks. It just ensures that you're not being seen as you go for the first one, and gives you a lot more options for clearing out enemy vision.
So some quick checks around the map. This is going to be a bot side jungle start for Spica. Ruin walks up and puts a ward to see, okay, indeed, Spica is starting at red buff, no surprises there. Leashless for Wiggily, so it's going to let Stixxay and Smoothie get a bit of early lane control. Doesn't look like they built that into a freeze to focus fire the early minion, but it shouldn't really deny anything regardless. Wiggily knocks down the first camp, goes to a second. Not a lot of time difference between the two. Minions go down.
And one of the big differences in the comps is of course the top side of the map. Gangplank there for Ruin with the grass now that Klepto's not in the game anymore, trying to farm up and continually stack his health versus the Ornn. Your focus is on gold generation, getting the most out of your passive, out of those extra shots. You want to try and get multi-explosions with the barrels so you can cash in on multiple minions with a single cast. But also keeping your eyes and balancing your mana for those grass procs. You see there, his Q can proc the grass, so it's very easy. You charge it up and time it on the minions, and then fire off your Q for your extra health stacking. And that's the main point of the Gangplank pick into the Ornn.
Yep.
Trying to get that extra, late game scaling for damage, whereas Ornn trying to hand out all the ornament items.
Yeah, and I kind of like, you kind of saw a microcosm of it in that match for a second. Whenever Ruin actually does stop for the Q, Broken Blade trades back with his own, and then with the slow landing gets the guaranteed knockup, and he kind of gets the trade close to equally. Certainly more expensive for Broken Blade, but gets some damage back. Ruin with the early push only has lost 2 CS on this shove so far, but again, every time he gets grasped with the Q, Broken Blade trades back, gets some damage in. An interesting stat I saw between these two players is of all top laners who have played every game for their teams, you have the highest and lowest gold difference at 10 for top laners in this game. Broken Blade is number 1, Ruin is number, I believe, 7 of players that have played all 7 to 8 games for the team so far. This, however, is a counterpick for Ruin and should make him come out ahead in this game.
Exactly. This is a counter pick that also has gold generation built into the champion. So this should help Ruin out in trying to balance that stat and climbing up the rankings a little bit. Early recall, actually, after the Scuttle Crab, you see Wiggily ended on the top side there. So both junglers going back to get their smites. And I want to see if he actually makes a pass at bottom side. There is the Scuttle there for them, which you can easily sneak by as a Volibear. And DoubleLift and Biofrost are both pushed up, so that would be an area with some CC stat up that they could try and attack.
Wiggily wants to attack these wards as he's looking at his own jungle, saying, okay, we saw this coming, let me knock these down as the first recalls come through. Jungle items done on both sides. Wiggily is now not going to see this ward in the river brush, and so that means TSM can play around it. But Smoothie still wants in. He's going to land the anchor. Big damage onto Leona, who puts her on aftershock down. The flash follow, but oh, wow, the roots are there. The flash Stixxay needs more than one onto the double up. Onto DoubleLift. It's poetic, and Stixxay finds first blood.
Wow, like, that's exciting. Like, oh my god, CLG, you get this first blood. We saw that, like, before. They saw it on a ward. When Wiggily is clearing that ward, you see him clearing that ward. So DoubleLift and Biofrost deserve some criticism here. Honestly, though, Wiggily, just like we said, boom, go bottom. CC setup, Smoothie deserves the credit on the Nautilus. He lands the hook, he gets the snare, and Stixxay, he gets all his autos in and waits, saving his double up to then use DoubleLift as the carrier for the jump on his double up to get the kill. Really well played there by CLG and Stixxay, but the same thing, you gotta say Biofrost and DoubleLift, no respect given. Top side as well, we get a look at Ruin evading a gank. So CLG opening up extremely good in the first stages of this game.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of nice. 600 gold lead, what you expect for an assisted first blood, as they now want to play around the Drake. It's going to be a fight. Biofrost wants in, going to find some crowd control. Spica there as well. Pobelter first to move up. Bjergsen has ulti when Corki doesn't. That's set. Spica gets locked up and goes down. The damage coming through now. Biofrost is flashless, forced to run with the slows on top. When does the next crowd control land? Great ult comes down. Bjergsen will keep his teammates alive.
And CLG just keep firing away. It's another matched double roam, jungler and support over here, but Pobelter has the inside track, and the Corki getting there, I like it. Smoothie, who has been on both teams on this rivalry, flashed in the emote here. Can Wiggily land this smite? TSM are back and do have vision inside the pit. Spica won't be able to get there in time.
Just last year, they traded AD carries, traded supports, I should say, and feeling better now as Smoothie gets one on these on the matchup, as the wave's going to get pushed down, and look at that. Counterlogic Gaming, 1,200 gold up, plus an early Drake at 6 minutes. Pobelter farming equally against Bjergsen. This is looking great for what I would consider the underdog of this game.
Yeah, for sure. And we had the whole opening video with a lot of the interview time spent on DoubleLift, and DoubleLift saying, all right, yeah, it can be a rivalry again if CLG step up. And yet DoubleLift and Biofrost are the ones that give up the first kill on the roam where Wiggily clears a ward beforehand. And CLG make back-to-back plays, take the dragon. It looks like they are holding up their end of the bargain, Phreak.
Absolutely are. This is exciting to see it come through as Pobelter and Bjergsen fight a little bit longer in the mid lane, but it's mostly wave clear for now. 8 CS difference on the top side with Ruin a bit more to farm, so he's going to keep the farm going himself despite the death, despite the better gank for Wiggily, is at least equal in camp count. We'll see what the next aggressive play is going to be into this game, as there's nothing to take for quite a while. The Drake's already gone and Herald doesn't spawn just yet.
Corki starting tier as well. Pobelter's super confident here, stacking up. It is going to give him a lot of power later, but boom, he misses the Q, doesn't matter.
CC, it's going to be enough anyway. Broken Blade grabs the kill set up by himself, and this is why the man leads the league in gold difference in top lane. He knows when to call his jungler over, how to execute the gank, and he gets that kill on the board, the first of the game for TSM.
Yeah, really nice kill right there, honestly. And I think you're right in giving so much to Broken Blade there. Spica does step in and flashes over. Doesn't matter the little extra damage from the Q. Broken Blade is going to be a tanky boy. He is going right for the Sunfire Cape. And that's going to be... It goes a long way not only in defending against the harassment, but also in giving you wave control super early on for Ornn.
It definitely does. This is going to feel a lot better now for the games. It's only a 500 gold difference yet again, and it's still 3 minutes until the Drake happens. And I am just curious if CLG can find the next aggressive play. It would be Herald, but top lane feels TSM favored now, so it might have to slow down for the squad right now. Bot lane kind of going to have a hard time hitting a turret. When you're Misfortune, like, yes, you've got Cleanse, but autoing a turret with a Leona in your lane is really dangerous, and you just tend to not get plates very often unless you can force the recall or force the poke. And you can see really these teams are able to mostly just trade blows and trade farm. That occasional double up doesn't always mean that much.
And the level 6s coming in for those supports is huge. When Leona and Nautilus both get them, junglers are kind of drooling over that lane because you know each one is looking for the engage. And those are pretty one-dimensional and one-way supports. Both Leona and Nautilus are kill-oriented and not so much on the evade. So maybe something here with the CLG package timer on Pobelter. You can see him roaming around looking for somewhere to try and use that. It starts at 8 minutes when it comes in, and you can go pick it up. And once you do, yes, there is an alert, but it gives you so much more priority over the mid lane, you know, in these first few minutes that it allows Wiggily to pick up this Rift Herald, in addition to having Ruin pushing on the top side. And even though they don't get any kills out of it, it does mean Rift Herald gold will pretty much be guaranteed for CLG.
Some lanes with decent amount of pressure. Ruin getting a nice trade here right now on the top side of a Broken Blade. He will be clapped, take some damage back. Ulti burned mostly is disengaged because Ruin wants in, has to flash away. Spica's there. This time he'll land the Q and he gets the execute again into the top side on time. Another kill on the board against Ruin.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Phreak. It was a bait all along. Broken Blade keeps him interested, circling there. Then he flashes to the origin of his ultimate to make sure he can set up Spica for the kill. It's the second time he's called Spica over and been rewarded for it.
Wiggily gets to kind of grab the wave for now. Ruin is teleportless and slowly respawning. We'll see if he's going to hold the wave that long or eventually take the farm for himself. Regardless, though, mid lane just tends to be farmed back and forth. Nothing too exciting down there. We know the Herald is available. Wiggily is recalled yet again. Maybe move towards the bottom side of the map. With this Drake coming up in 30 seconds, TSM just recalling their support on time to fight for it. CLG having pressure on the bot side should get ward control for it.
Yeah, those support recalls are huge. Let's see about the ward placement after they get back out, because you start to count control wards in the mid game here. Moving down, and Wiggly's trying to bring two for himself as well, and Bjergsen on the side of TSM also picking one up. So it is going to be a concentrated effort over here. 7 seconds left on the spawn, but AD carries both recalling for their purchases to try and get extra attack damage as well. I would definitely favor the Misfortune right now. Your ultimate is so good for these fights, as well as having the completed Essence Reaver. CLG are going to try and force on that power spike difference.
All right, teleport used for the Corki to show up. Both top laners can TP, but they're ulti-less if they are to arrive. So here comes the 4v4, potentially, for this fight. The Ornn walking down, 2,000 health left on the Drake. CLG, can they land the smite? Biofrost wants in, nicely picked up there by Wiggily, but it's a trade kill already, as Smoothie is dead. Volibear goes back in the front line, bullet time over the top, force them away to 1-for-1, but how about the rest of the fight? Ornn never showed up, neither did Gangplank. Just the recalls going through as CLG get a 1-for-1, but they grab the Drake, importantly.
Yeah, both top laners holding their teleports there, hands steady on the cooldown, and trading 1-for-1, but getting the dragon in the favor of CLG. That's 2 now for them. Very well could be a Dragon Soul game for CLG, and it's going to be a good one. Either fire or ocean. Oh wait, do we just see the spawn? Is it fire?
Yeah, it's fire.
I think I saw some burning going on with the ground. Yeah. Yep. Fire. Fire Soul going to be very big for them. Broken Blade tries to get a play back on the top side though, and does earn some gold for TSM out of the exchange.
At least a decently rich Ornn with a kill, an assist, and a plate to his name. He's got some decent money here. Ruin, we'll see what he can finally do when he gets to team fights, as there's another battle going around between the two of them, trading blows. Ruin feeling comfortable off the Sheen Phage. Upgrade lands a barrel chain as well, really going to it. Broken Blade spell books the heal. Here comes the TP plays, here comes the crowd control, and Ruin's down to 1/3 health, even lower now. Azir has arrived, and Bjergsen grabs only 220 gold, as Ruin isn't even worth the full amount.
They are emphasizing the team in TSM for the top lane, Phreak. You just saw when that skirmish started out, Wiggily is on Krugs as Ruin starts to harass Broken Blade and starts to go in on him. So I don't know if it's a communication issue or different goals there, but you know, he goes from Krugs then right down towards the bottom half of the map. Meanwhile, Bjergsen teleports up, lends some more support to Broken Blade, and they get another kill. Like you're saying, the only other thing is that the gold gets lower and lower for those kills as they're all on the same target. As Rift Herald is used for the cash-in for CLG, and Pobelter even gets the last plate as well.
Ooh, that could have been big. Forces the flash. Spica, yes, had the chance to go for a kick flash or a ward hop kick. Either way, course, the flash to Pobelter, that is a big deal. Third plate did drop in the mid lane, so at least money was given over at almost the last possible second. 2 plates knocked down on the bottom side. It does keep CLG in a winning spot gold-wise. Even if they are down in kills, the turrets have been funding them some of their items here. Good farm for DoubleLift, just not the plate blow.
And this is a game of split map here. I mean, bottom side has been ruled by CLG, top side obviously by TSM, and CLG are doubling down on this bottom side focus. Wiggily once again helping clear wards, trying to pressure the tower here.
Hook under the turret, bullet time over the top. There is no way out, but a stopwatch buys time. Wiggily needs 2 more autos to kill DoubleLift. He'll get the one. Biofrost lands a stun, but Pobelter is here and grabs the other. You talk about split map, Kobe. We saw those kills on Ruin. We see him again on double to Biofrost.
Yeah, Wiggily shows bottom again, and you're like, all right, Volibear, ultimate is great for tower diving. Oh, boom, CLG make it happen. TSM, they want to fight elsewhere as Spica helps Bjergsen take down the mid lane turret. They do get it before CLG, so they get the first turret bonus, but CLG much happier with getting the double kill as well as the turret afterwards. Topside's been worn away by Broken Blade, and somebody from CLG coming to back up Ruin now as Smoothie makes his way over, and they can try and defend.
Turret getting dangerously low. Actually manages to blow up the barrel, but doesn't do that much. As Broken Blade is a really tanky boy. This turret on its last legs. 2 more autos, and no, Bjergsen has to cut away. Just barely, actually. The hero minion does a last ranged auto attack. Bjergsen gets solo turret gold for that one. Well played to him, and it brings the game a little bit closer there.
And the biggest thing for the next stages of this game is what we talked about earlier with the Dragon. 1 minute on the Infernal Drake. The consequences of splitting the map and CLG being the ones that rule the bottom half of the map is the Dragon stack. So here we go. Smoothie starts it out with a great aftershock proccing hook for himself into ultimate from Misfortune. Devastating dive right there. Really well pulled off by CLG because you can just use Volibear ult right in the center. You turn off the tower, gets the AoE damage. Definitely well played by them and well executed. Attacking DoubleLift and the TSM bottom lane. Wiggily, though, might get caught with his hands in the cookie jar here as he takes the Raptors and has to run away.
Doesn't have flash to leave, but he's got a bot lane that's pushed in, so he can take the route down to the bottom side through Tri-Brush to get away. Still a 1,000 gold difference in CLG, aiming at their 3rd Drake right now. Top laner should be coming around. We know Broken Blade's already in bot lane. Pobelter has the package, and it's time for Gangplank to walk down as well. Ruin will have his ulti about the time this Drake spawns, as his Cole is sadly 2 stacks away from finished, so he can't quite buy all those items up, but he'd really love to get a bit more. Either way, though, CLG ready to fight for this one. TSM the same. This is going to be an important one. This is TSM saying, okay, it's time to 5v5. Can it be enough?
All right, they're going to have to mark Ruin and where the barrel chains are coming. If you look at the map right now, you see all this darkness. Ruin can have a barrel in that banana bush right on the side and look for a chain.
Biofrost chunk to half HP right now. We know Pobelter can kite away from anything with the package, and the back line almost can't even battle anymore as the poke has come through. Spica lands the Q. 4 seconds later, he can't recast it. At most, he could ward hop and burn flash to leave. Not a chance. Drake number 3 goes to CLG, and Pobelter's poke with the threat of Schrodinger's Ruin barrels means there is no play for TSM.
I like it, and it's honestly so important. When Ruin makes the intelligent decision not to reveal himself anywhere and does stack up those barrels, I believe he got at least a 2-barrel chain there while being part of the chunk onto Biofrost, weakening their engage, weakening their front line, and Pobelter timing his package pickups for objectives. It's such a key thing with Corki, why I keep focusing on package, as that was the thing that was buffed so many times in the repeating patches, excuse me, but he goes and picks it up in a perfect timing for the 3rd Dragon. Reminder that his first one he picked up, he delayed so that he would time it with the Rift Herald pickup, that Wiggily got the first Rift Herald, which is the one that cashes in on turret plates and is worth more gold. So I just think intelligence all around from CLG and specifically Pobelter for trying to keep that objective focus.
Yeah, a very comfortable game for CLG, who, despite their record, right, positive win rate, 4-3, they're doing well overall this split, have normally had atrocious early game statistics. Like Ruin, we mentioned as the first versus last in top lane, but almost down the line, CLG have had real struggles in the first 10 to 15 minutes. This time around against TSM, who is the overall, now passing Golden Guardians, the 2nd best early game team statistically, CLG are doing very well against them in that regard. Some of that is composition, sure. Misfortune, Nautilus, very aggressive bot lane, but it's worked out. They got the ganks, they got the turret pressure, they got the Drakes out of that. They drafted for this condition, and it's paying out for them.
Now, let's touch on the TSM side, because they have very good scaling as well with the Aphelios, with the Azir. It's just that DoubleLift has been attacked so much. He's only at Infinity Edge right now, so it's not going to be as dangerous as people are used to seeing from him. And Bjergsen picking up a NLR already as well for the Azir. He hasn't gone the mana route. Didn't go for any of the early mana items that usually see like a Lost Chapter or something for Azir to get through lane phase. And yet he still picked up a couple of those kills in the early skirmishes. So he's going for Nashers right into further AP for a bit of an earlier spike there for the Azir. And that's what they're going to kind of count on. Ornn, Broken Blade now, getting close to his ornament levels. Going to start handing out some extra gold.
Yeah, it'll be kind of right on time in about a level or so to give Bjergsen his death cap upgrade. About the time we'll be able to afford it. Ruin has to go for some wave clear and not going to get everything, as now here comes the knockup. Here comes a ton of crowd control. There is just no way out again. The two of them combined for their 4th kill on the top side. One of them was from Bjergsen. The other 3, Spica and Broken Blade, playing together.
Phreak, even when the lanes are swapped and we're at the mid stage where you're like, okay, AD carries and supports, you go mid now, top laners are switching to bottom, they are still just beating up on Ruin. Broken Blade lands a beautiful double knockup there, timing the knockups and chaining them extremely well so he gets maximum airborne time. And then guess what? Spica comes in, reliable 3rd summoner spell for Broken Blade. He gets the 3rd knockup, kicking Ruin into the wall, and they kill off the Gangplank once again, taking the turret and doing a deep Rift Herald just for a big chunk onto the secondary turret here.
Easily stopped by Pobelter, but yes, this turret's already at 1/4 just from the Herald summon, so next time Broken Blade and Spica get a kill on Ruin, that turret's going to drop down. That's a lot of what's keeping TSM close in this game. 500 gold difference. Pretty much negligible. Technically, yes, CLG's ahead, but not by one you'd really be comfortable measuring. As the Ornn upgrades come through, Broken Blade rich enough that he could finish both the items pretty much on curve, on time to level them, so he is very power spiked here. Level 13 with 2,000 extra golden item upgrades, ready to fight for Drake number 4 spawning in 1 minute.
And that's critical, because I would say TSM are cresting the point of the game where their scaling is really starting to take effect. Hurricane now picked up for DoubleLift in addition to the Infinity Edge, so you get your crit synergy there, as well as all the extra procs of attacks for the different guns that he has. And with Azir getting 2nd NLR for Bjergsen, if he gets the Combine for his death cap, in addition to the Nashor's Tooth kind of accelerated build like we were talking about, it's really going to make up a lot of that room. So CLG's tipping point, their extra card here that they're holding, is the Threat of the Soul. Package picked up here by Pobelter. Maybe they want to make a play off of that cooldown.
All right, turret under fire. Look at the burst damage to the backside right there. Good chunks from the Volibear Storm as well as a Corki rocket. Suddenly TSM's at 2 turrets on most members. Mid to be pushed down. Pobelter feels safe with the package. Sees DoubleLift, sees Biofrost. Is fearless in this one. Will not be knocked out, but that means free damage on a Broken Blade. There's the package out. Damage on a Bjergsen puts him at half from the package. This is going to be a hard fight to win. Spica almost gets the kick, but no flashed away by Pobelter. And those cooldowns were worth burning as the GP ult cuts them across as well. Ruin's on the flank. Has to be respectful. Doesn't get too much damage just yet, but look at the re-engage from Wiggily. Bullet time over the top as well, and TSM almost all of them at half health. Ulti not going to mean anything from DoubleLift either, and this could easily mean Infernal Soul. TSM need heroics here as their health bars are half the size of CLG's.
It's so intense, Phreak. They kite out so many of the abilities, and you look at the ultimate right now. Secret Agent Spica was almost able to get a kick, but they did get the flash on Pobelter. Dragon Leashed at 3.5k HP. It might come down to another Smite fight.
Smite fight equal level. Knockup not going to find Wiggily. Here comes the kickback. Well done by Spica to guarantee the Smite. Biofrost going to flash away. Broken Blade, no such luxury. That Drake, though, was crucial for TSM. They traded death for it.
Baron threat maybe here. They did get the Smite. Broken Blade's down for 35 seconds. CLG are heading that way. Their tanks are very low, though. Both Smoothie and Wiggily so low in HP. Nobody else could tank it. You see the pings coming out from TSM on the minimap, thinking of checking it, but now they see Ruin as well as one of the CLG recalls. They know that they are safe. TSM pulled it off. They put a stop to the Infernal Soul here for CLG, and they have passed one of the big check marks. All right, let's take a look at how it started out once again. This is after all of the, the invade through the jungle, which did take out the flash of Pobelter, and we were looking at that ultimate, but big thing here, Spica. He finds Wiggily, kicks him out of range of the smite on the dragon. Extremely well done by the TSM jungler. Such a position with so much stress in it, and yet he comes up big for them once again. Broken Blade did go down, so that was an extra kill to CLG, as well as mid tower now going down, and CLG starting to pull away in gold, but they would very much like to have the earlier soul for themselves. They'll get another chance at it, though. All hope is not gone. That's the benefit of being the team 3 dragons ahead. You get another chance in just 3.5 minutes.
And I like Spica's build here. He's going for a second lethality item now. We see Umbral Glaive a lot for ward control. It makes sense. You often don't want to drop Sweeper because you want your trinkets for wards yourself. But oftentimes you'll see him stop there and, like, maybe Guardian Angel so you can, survive teamfights. Or it's like, no. We're going Youmuu's and Duskblade next. We're going hard. Maybe it's Edge of Night, which is a little defensive, but Spica really focused on killing off a Squishy in his combos.
And as long as we're talking about builds, I have just really loved the accelerated look from Bjergsen. Not needing the mana early on for lane, getting right to the Nashor's Deathcap spike just in time for Ornn upgrade. That is a huge amount of power from this Azir, from Bjergsen, who has been so big in TSM's wins. So it's going to be very important to watch his positioning, as he's going to have to be with the rest of the team if they have a hope of winning those team fights. And I think TSM doing a very good job of controlling the vision and setting up for this possible Baron bait versus CLG.
All right, well, the knowledge of Spica and Biofrost was shared with CLG. Smoothie comes down, pops the Sweeper, gets rid of the wards, but this could be a re-engage. This is going to be a battle, but it might be a 3v4 as the stun's not going to land. Smoothie might be the target, flashes away again. Spica burning so many summoners. A triple knock-up here from Broken Blade, but there is no follow-through just yet. They're going to kite away.
Okay, Leona ultimate and Ornn ultimate used here. 2 of the big engages for TSM, and yet they're still starting Baron. CLG, they did take some damage in health, but I think they definitely can contest it, considering all the CC basically is down for TSM with those 2 big ults.
So no follow through on the Baron. It's going to reset and heal back up. Broken Blade gonna catch the mid lane wave, take some autos from Stixxay, but feels comfortable with the ulti down that he's not going to be a target of any crowd control. Has cleanse and flash anyway, and now look at the timer again. 100 seconds until Infernal Soul is again the play. We did see that TSM was able to secure the Drake, but could not secure the team fight. They still lost gold on that one. Tempered by the fact they have more stats from Infernal, but still worth keeping in mind. We'll see as CLG goes to play for bottom side ward control. They've got 2 control wards down. Stixxay checks out a brush as well. And the timer ticks down until Infernal Soul spawns.
And I think you need to focus on the team fight this time around. And the power spikes are there for them to do that. So we'll see if they can actually go for the kills instead of, getting the Drake down and going for another smite fight. If it did get to that point, obviously CLG has the advantage, because giving away 1 more Infernal Dragon is not the end of the world to them, but getting the Infernal Dragon and the Infernal Soul would mean that they definitely will win the ensuing fight. Spica trying to get in there around early, as he did last time, to try and find an angle onto one of the carries. All the carries have their flashes and the rest of their summoners up for this fight, though, so no excuses on missing those key abilities.
Pobelter topside clears out a wave. 25 seconds in the Drake as TSM pushes in mid and tries to use that as their focal point and where they're going to move around from. Quick wave clear from Ruin, and when the wave shows up, they can give this one away, but as they kill the Azir turret, the Drake is going to spawn. The timing going to be fairly close. Pobelter grabs package for the Drake fight itself. Exactly. 10 seconds till Infernal comes up. Here's the fight for mid. Knockup's going to be found, but not a kill in a Stixxay. Now Volibear over the backside as well. Package over the top. Just shuts down DoubleLift, and Biofrost could be next. Health for running low. Crit it back in the opposing jungler. It's time for Broken Blade. He's going to drop as well, but it's a 2 for 2. 3v3 on the map. Biofrost on his last legs, and CLG say, you can go ahead and look at that one. We're going to rush down Baron as you do.
And they want to trade. This is not a trade that TSM would want to take. They don't want to let CLG start the Baron. They do finish up the Dragon. Can they get there in time? With only 3 members, it is both Pobelter and Stixxay alive, with Ruin tanking it.
But Spica's alive, and Spica has smite out of CLG. Gets this one. They know Lee Sin is around. They cannot hit this. They must take a fight. But Biofrost finds the stun. Gets more crowd control. Here comes the Azir shuffle. Gets 1, gets 2. All 3 are gone. And CLG finds a catastrophe via 28 minutes.
Oh my goodness, Bjergsen's Azir. He gets the counter kills in the mid lane with the extra soldiers up, and then here, charges right in as Biofrost stuns up Pobelter. They barely get the kill onto Pobelter before Bjergsen goes down. He must have had 50 HP in that, and that's going to mean TSM now start up the Baron. Wiggily is around, Blast Cone popped already, so if he wants to get in there, he's going to have to flash. Control Ward, they do have vision.
Yeah, they knocked that one back down, though. 6,000 health on this. Wiggily does not have ulti, but he does have Smite and Flash to get into the pit. The problem is they don't know exactly when it's going down. Finally, wards are put down again. Biofrost here to lock him up. 2,000 health on the Baron, and that means he's not in range to steal. The Smite comes through. A trade kill, sure, but we take those as TSM get Baron buff on 3.
Yep, Biofrost, your name will be written in the TSM history there. The sacrifice is worthy. He gives away his life to ensure that they don't have a chance of CLG stealing away the Smite. Wiggily does not go in, and TSM, they stop again the Infernal Soul, and they get the Baron on the outside. So Broken Blade, again, you talked about the engage there, had to flash out. Pobelter had an amazing package to split them, but look at Bjergsen just standing there with multiple soldiers up. He gets 2 counter kills here as they also finish off the one onto Smoothie, and that was critical because that means there's no tank person to take the debuff on Baron. Ruin's the one that has to take it, so he's doing less damage to Baron, and that damage is critical as it only gets down to 3k before TSM finish up the Infernal and get back up here. Then, because Pobelter tries to charge forward, Biofrost flashes in, stuns him, Bjergsen goes in. Look at that health. That wasn't even 50. That might have been down to like 15 on the Azir there as Bjergsen was able to charge through confidence and finishes off the kill.
Yeah, small crucial lack of communication there on CLG as Pobelter Valkyried in. Stixxay was kiting away from an Azir soldier and thus couldn't actually be in range to immediately follow through as Biofrost went in. End of the day, TSM, look at it. They have fought back the gold lead. Once again, the gold difference still not very big. Technically on the map, you've got more dragons picked up on the CLG side. The problem is, though, we mentioned it earlier, the scaling advantage feels TSM favored with the Aphelios Azir, and certainly the way the game has been playing out feels TSM favored as well.
Yeah, and especially because they have such a good front line and CC to set up those high damage carries. Having Aphelios Azir is one thing, and having a lot of DPS potential late game is one thing, and then having Leona and Ornn be able to set you up is a key factor. Biofrost in the last one obviously flashing forward to get the stun to allow that those kills on Baron to actually happen was also critical. Now with the Baron, TSM firing away. They should melt right through the secondary turret. Maybe we'll see the fight at the inhibitor.
We'll see as it pushes down. Mid lane tier 2 is gone. Turret number 5 of the game picked up for TSM as they do look at the inhibitor turret itself. We're at half HP. And when do they fight? There's the pull in. Here's the hard engage, but they're not going to hit too much. In the back line, they're trying to kill DoubleLift. Wiggily does not have the damage, burns a stopwatch. Now the re-engage towards Broken Blade at half HP. Ulti's going to come through and DoubleLift grabs the kill into Wiggily. 1 for 0 TSM. The health bars are low. That anchor toss does get a kill in a Broken Blade. 1 for 1 on the battle. Health bars low. TSM just barely slink away.
CLG fighting back, Phreak. They want to turn this one into a true banger till the last second. This is going to go down to another soul. 1 minute on the next Infernal Drake arrival here. TSM won't get much more out of their Baron push. They do not crack critically into the inhibitor towers of CLG. There is another fight.
Alrighty. Gold lead in TSM's favor for the first time in a while. 5,600, the first, or 56,000. First team to reach that mark here in this game as TSM keep playing for the wave control. And they know their third Infernal Drake spawns in 30 seconds. CLG, try number 3 to get the soul. The gold difference is not large. The ulti's down momentarily for most players, but they'll be up in time for the fight. Stopwatch there for Stixxay. Can CLG finally get themselves a teamfight victory and finally get themselves a neutral objective?
It's going to be critical, and a lot of eyes are going to be on Pobelter here on the Corki. Can they actually mark this Leona and look for the engage? Spica's also done a pretty valiant attempt of slipping through the fog of war, coming from different angles to try and get summoner spells out early. Pobelter does have the package yet again for the Drake, and it's going down.
It's going down fast, easily picked up there. TSM now on soul point themselves. Carlos Gaming could not get into the fight in time to do anything about it. Really chunked to half, and the only consolation prize is CLG kills a ward on the way out.
Ooh, it just keeps on scaling here for TSM, Phreak. Again, CLG get the door slammed in front of their faces. Even with package here for Pobelter, creeping up through the fog of war, through these jungle corridors is so dangerous because you line yourself up for the Ornn ultimate, the Leona combo, and Bjergsen's Azir soldiers. CLG are going to have to make a vision play in order to get one of these team fight victories. If they do, they still can very well, run through this game. And it is 3-3 on Dragons, dead even on Gold. The crits can definitely come through because there are 3 Infinity Edges in this game. And Pobelter, especially with his rapid fire, has a lot of poke damage. We've seen the missiles combine with the rapid fire proc on one of the squishier targets for 50% of someone like Spica or DoubleLift's health.
Yep, a lot of raw AD on the champion as well. Of course, Muramana adding a ton of AD on the front side. Look at that damage. Biofrost almost dead, but he's going to land a stun chain. Will there be follow-through? They don't have the kills just yet. Stopwatch burn, knock-up. Not going to mean too much, but CLG have lost their mid laner. TSM again. Find the kill and slink with a health bar. Bullet time over the top is going to stop the re-engage. Wiggily may stay alive, but Broken Blade is so very tanky, and DoubleLift is free-firing against Smoothie. TSM again find the better of the fight. The wave is cleared away. And as Baron spawns in 25 seconds, Pobelter is not alive to fight for it.
Pobelter will not be alive for a good 10 seconds afterwards too, and that is critical because he has teleport. If that 10-second differential was not here, maybe CLG posture for it. I think that they're even going to buy time because if they give away Baron 2, that's even stronger. That's going to mean TSM is inside your base. So maybe they could try and buy some time, poke around, and hope for Pobelter's death timer to come up. Looks like they're just pushing mid.
Feels like they're not going to try. They show up late after the Baron has started. Wiggily says, yeah, you've got ward control. You're right. Never mind. Nothing to play for right here. They maybe could try to shove down mid-tier 2 and rush it down, then leave to the bottom right side of the map. But end of the day, all CLG gets to do is push down a wave and leave as Baron number 2 is on the map. And for just a couple seconds, they'll have that during the 7th and final Drake spawn.
TSM wearing a Baron number 2. I think this game has been well earned from them, having to deal with so much focus fire bottom lane on DoubleLift and Biofrost, but it is Biofrost who answers Pobelter's poke leading up to that pick. He takes the poke, 75% of his life is gone. What does he do? He flashes over the wall to stun Pobelter, getting TSM that Baron basically by his play, picking off the enemy mid laner. So again, no fear shown from Biofrost. And TSM will reap the rewards.
Now, the game at least has been made close. CLG had a very strong early game. They got the first 3 Drakes, but TSM answered back in the mid-game with a lot of good fights in a row. And now, looking at a 2,500 gold lead, are ready to push in and find that little bit more. Top lane tier 2 is alive. Otherwise, it's inhibitor turrets all the way as the squad groups up. They know Infernal Soul's a minute and a half away, but I feel like turrets can happen before then.
Yeah, I mean, TSM has so many options right now. They've got DoubleLift pushing up the bottom side, Azir turret pulled up mid here for Bjergsen, so you get double value out of your Baron buff. Cannon and DoubleLift just chunking away on the tower. It's down to 50% before CLG even get an answer, and mid is gone.
Mid is gone. Bot lane at very, very small slivers as well. Bjergsen tries to get the turret, or the inhibitor, but can't quite finish it off as CLG is around to defend. Bot lane wave cleared away as well as a new wave reinforces. Spica walks back into the mid lane as TSM goes back and forth and knocks down another turret, knocks down another inhibitor.
I mean, if CLG are going to make a play here, it has to come from Smoothie. It has to be him, Nautilus ulting, chaining in, and Wiggily jumping in to follow. They really have to make that stand. Otherwise, TSM back and forth on mid and bottom. They just poke down. They get the inhibitor without any bloodshed. That is ideal for them because 30 seconds left on the Infernal Soul. And this one, my friend, is Infernal Soul for both teams. TSM already with 3 of the extra firepower buffs picked up for themselves. And since, again, they have Fog of War advantage leading up to it, it seems like everything is in their favor.
This fight, CLG cannot simply run away from. They must take it, I feel like. They must find some way in as Broken Blade builds some space, puts the pillar up in front. And okay, here we go. Wiggly's the one forward, but Double gets some damage, and Drake is being rushed down, and CLG again aren't even on the same screen as the objective dying. TSM, without competition, gets their 4th straight neutral objective. At this point, CLG finally walks in. Now that they're against the Infernal Soul, Biofrost goes to half, stays alive. Broken Blade cannot get the second half of the Ornn. But Pobelter's got to be a little bit afraid of this one. Packs away, still can't find the kill. And TSM again, cleanly ahead, cleanly healthy, winning the team fight with a neutral objective.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best scaling comps that you can have in the game, and they take over at the critical moment. They don't let the Infernal Soul go over 4 times in a row. TSM get it, and TSM will be able to push inside the base. Inhibitor number 2 will be short to follow.
Number 2, not a problem at all. Easy kite back. Maybe there's a play to be had. Anchor's not going to land. Smoothie wasn't even close to in range of that one. Maybe a flash could have turned it up, but wasn't going to come through. But now Spica's got to be respectful. Is almost losing the Guardian Angel, but just barely able to flash over the wall with under 100 health left.
Yeah, TSM are going to be forced to recall, but I don't think they're going to feel too bad about it. They can go spend all of the cash that they just earned, and it's a very clear path. You just go straight to the top side. You already have supers going streaming in through mid and bottom. They basically get to do their victory lap now. CLG backs against the walls. It has to be now. Maybe set up for a brush gank outside of their base and go for a surprise factor here. I like this opportunity. They might need more players to do it, though.
They see there's at least 4 people on the side of the lane. Double cleared the wave, plus 3 spotted by the Scryer's Bloom. Means, yeah, no gank this time around. They know you're there, so out they go. But it was a nice try. It was a good attempt. It doesn't mean anything in this case. TSM again ready to keep going. Mid and bot inhibs are done. Top lane the only easy lane to push in. A fight for the red buff, easily smited. Spica level 17 has no problems at all with that one. And Stixxay will be buffless for this coming team fight.
Looking back at how we got here too for TSM, Spica and Broken Blade doing so much work early, taking down Ruin, and then Bjergsen rushing ahead to his death cap being upgraded by Broken Blade, you know, boosted by all the extra experience they got from those kills. And now, top side will be melted. As you can see, CLG have Ruin on bottom side, trying to deal with some of those supers. Pobelter was doing his best to clean up some of them mid, and now they just got to go for it.
Ooh, they kicked in Wiggily. They've knocked him up into the air. He's not going to live for very long. Gets a shield, walks away. Spica might just lose GA, and he does. That's maybe the opening. Maybe it's what they need. Where's the bullet time? Where's the kill? It's not enough to kill Spica. Ward hops to Biofrost and gets away. Guardian Angel down, but otherwise health bar is still decent on TSM. A quick recall to heal. Baron is alive in 20 seconds. CLG really can't give up much more in this game before it goes all pear-shaped. Spica over the wall, he's fine. Gets again back to Biofrost. Top is pushed in, no problem. DoubleLift nearly full build, ready to go for this turret now as well. CLG trying to clear the way. Pobelter trying to find his opening in. Nice anchor. That's DoubleLift caught up into the air. Is there follow through? No, there is not. Ornn over the top finds a knockup. No kills yet for CLG. The bot lane stays alive for TSM yet again, but Pobelter kills out Spica, and that is crucial. The jungler is dead, and Baron is alive.
CLG, hold the line, Phreak. One of the miracles has happened. Spica tries to go in behind Pobelter to kick him, but then stays a little bit too far away, doesn't get the kickoff, and Pobelter keeps auto attack range so then he can fire him down.
Oh,
Baron
no.
Being a possible
no, they know
savior.
he's there. The knockup didn't quite land, so Broken Blade's in danger here. He doesn't have a good way out. Instead of flash, Pobelter flashes in. You gotta be kidding me. He ends away the possibility of the 5v4 Baron. The heroics turn around, and this is suddenly TSM's game again.
The blood is pumping this late in the game when you see your only opportunity for salvation, and it's too much for them. Pobelter right over the wall into the waiting arms of TSM, and they will get a 3rd Baron in this game. To boot, they've already got the Infernal Soul, so this will finally be TSM walking it in. Pobelter will still be down for another 27 seconds, and everybody from TSM marching out to the CLG base.
Capital INT into the arms of TSM, and they're ready to push this one down. 15 seconds of the Corki respawn. Broken Blade's the front line, 5v4, and it's time for the Nexus turrets. CLG must try to wave clear and buy 8 more seconds. Bullet time does some of it. The barrels do the rest. CLG will at least keep their base and have one more chance at a 5v5. Here comes the Corki. Guardian Angel's down. Ulti's back up, though, for the most of TSM. They're still going to feel comfortable in this one as they siege it again.
All right, Baron buff still on. Animini doing work on the Nexus turret. Time is in the favor of TSM. All they have to do is wait with the extra supers being bumped up, and the Nexus turrets will wear away.
Gangplank ulti is the signal in. The minions block in the hook, though. Damage onto the backline. Pobelter has to kite back, but he's going to stay alive and easily can lifesteal it back up as well. One turret's gone, though. Stixxay on the front line. Ulti not up for another minute. They're going to look for the anchor yet again. Nicely immune there by a broken blade. Biofrost the target. Cannot quite go down, but they will kill the top laner. CLG on the board. They dodge the slows. They dodge the ulti.
Package.
Pobelter, round number 2. This is a package you should use. This is one you can go for. Wiggly's here. Try to make the play. Spica kicks back, lanes the Q, package away. That should be a kill for Pob, as one is answered back by Bjergsen. Now look at this fight as DoubleLift is full health, and he is Aphelios. You've got to respect that one. But look at the scoreboard. It is 4 versus 2 on the map. With 2 that inhibits, though, CLG cannot do anything but kite back. But look. The Elder Dragon is alive in 10 seconds. The Elder Dragon is alive in 8 seconds, and CLG is inside their base, not the bottom river.
There's so much DPS here, too, with DoubleLift and a Bjergsen. This Dragon doesn't stand a chance. Now you see it, now you don't.
Why did CLG send 4 to clear super minions? Pobelter can easily one-man that job. It is the 7th straight objective. CLG handed away to TSM. They have done nothing intelligently proactive in the neutral game for the last 25 minutes.
Let's take a look at how they get chased off here. CLG, they do come up with the kill and with the victory inside of their base. It is TSM re-engaging, trying to get this Baron buff to empower the cannon minions, but it is Wiggily, goes in, charges, gets the stun. Biofrost gets chunked down. The rest of CLG can burn through the front line. And as you know, Pobelter then has his little 1v1 with Spica. That's the part I was watching, so I know that he uses package to interrupt on the Sonic Wave before erupting, so he doesn't get the extra damage. But what I didn't see was on the left side, Biofrost and Wiggily both traded 1-for-1 in that rush down mid. Critically, of course, the 2 carries for TSM were the ones that were still alive, and the 2 carries are the ones that can annihilate that dragon.
This is probably the death knell here. TSM, Infernal Soul, Elder Dragon on as well, and a gold lead of 4,000, ready to push in. Doubled at half thanks to bullet time. Decent damage there, but he's going to lifesteal back up. 3 autos in. He's now at 2/3. Going to feel okay on this one. Wiggily can't find too much, but he's leveling up to 17. Means he has some pretty good stats down there. And item count is close, right? The gold is not far apart. It's just there's these extra pieces helping TSM. Elder buff still on for 55 seconds. Infernal Soul lasts the entire game. CLG will try yet again to find this pick, to find this play. Banshee's knocked off of Bjergsen. Nice play there out of Wiggily. But the siege can continue. Broken blade at half. When does the engage come through? Pops the ulti right now. Here's the play. Gets Stixxay, gets one more as well. The turret's gone, though. And Biofrost on the backside. What's the re-engage going to look like? Is it the Nexus yet? No, it's Wiggily trying to kite, but he can't do it. DoubleLift picks up 1 kill. Here comes the re-engage for Biofrost, looking for the second one. They can kick him away easily. And this could be a lot of damage. 2 kills picked up. Make it a 3rd, make it 4. And that's going to be the ace. TSM finally take care of business and knock down CLG. TSM into 2nd place.
TSM moving up another slot. Another victory in their win columns. CLG made them work for it. DoubleLift was calling for them to make them work for it. Man, but ever since the midway mark, that was just all TSM. And they invested heavily in scaling. They had Ornn items all to be upgraded. They had a lot of pressure with playing back-to-back Soul Dragon fights, and every time TSM coming out ahead.
To give TSM credit, the top lane focus was very, very good. Broken Blade, I think his biggest skill set is he knows when and how to ask for the resources. Every time someone showed up to his lane, it was a kill within 10 seconds. The man knows how to snowball his lane. Props to him. His engages were solid as well. TSM grouped in time to play for the Drakes. Spica had the sick kickback to secure the first Drake. From then on, they were first to the play. They had control every single time. TSM just kind of stopped CLG from being able to do very much. That said, still a bit disappointed with how CLG played out their own mid-game. A lot could have been better there. I think some of those fights could have actually finished out their way. Regardless, though, TSM win and are tied for 2nd place at 6-2. So on the other side, Riv is standing by with a Verizon post-game interview, so don't go anywhere.